and they think I'm extreme? I mean, this is weird.
You know, he's actually, at least he's got the courage of his convictions. He actually voted against money in his own district when they had it.
Yes,
his
he did.
convictions, Dana, are so extreme. I mean, he is like...
What?
They're extreme.
You're using the word extreme?
Look, here's
You invented the word
here's the guy who says, okay, the Fed is outdated. We don't need a Fed. We have to go back to the gold standard. Sorry, it just can't happen. There's not enough gold on the planet to do that. Number two, he says FEMA should be held on the state level. I don't disagree with that. But then you take it one step further, and he says the only borders we need to secure are our own. So in other words, we're going to leave Israel out there hanging in the Middle East, and once you start delving into foreign policy, he falls apart.
And they think I'm extreme? I mean, this is weird.
What I hear about you is very experienced, charismatic, people like you, but the thing that holds you back is when you stray into extremity.
And let me just point out, you know, you're there on Capitol Hill. You're not with your fellow candidates at this pro-Israel forum. We've shown several of them speaking today, and this is because the Republican Jewish Coalition chose to exclude you. They say that you're anti-Israel, you're extreme.
And they think I'm extreme? I mean, this is weird.
I also want to read something that you said not too long ago at a CNN candidate forum. Sir, you say, quote, "Why do we have this automatic commitment that we're going to send our kids and send our money endlessly to Israel? I think they're quite capable of taking care of themselves." Congressman Paul, with all due respect, that doesn't sound like a candidate who will realistically challenge for the Republican nomination.
I don't know what's so extreme about, you know, following the rules and a little bit of decorum and being sensible about it. I worry about this carelessness of go to war anytime we want. That's our greatest problem, is we're involved in too many wars, and we should be very careful on how we go to wars. But if Netanyahu says that he doesn't need our troops over there, why am I not allowed to say that as well?
But Congressman, with the stance, and we've heard this from you, that we are involved in too many wars, that we could be. Is it emblematic at all of the box you find yourself in? Because you certainly have some very faithful supporters, your core group of supporters, but because you are so committed, so libertarian, you're forever unlikely to garner mass appeal.
Well, I think America's in a box. We're in a box with our national defense. We spend too much money policing the world, getting involved in nation building. We're going bankrupt. We have to borrow all the money we spend overseas. We're in a financial crisis. America's in a box. I'm not in a box. I'm just telling the truth about what's going on.
Do you at all feel like you've boxed yourself in, and so come time for the rest of the country to vote for you, you're not going to have that support in mass?
I think you have it backwards. I think the American people are boxed in and they want out, and that's why I get support. Well, why do I get I get twice as much support as all the other candidates from the military, and they're sick and tired of being boxed in too. So I would say the boxing in is the American people, the American taxpayer, and these unlimited commitments and going to war in the United Nations and NATO, and Obama went into Libya, didn't even consult with the Congress. That's being really boxed in. That's what we have to deal with.
And they think I'm extreme? I mean, this is weird.
Are you prepared on some of these more extreme lines you've taken to soften, to moderate, to, in short, make yourself more electable?
Well, why should somebody soften their viewpoint on defending the rule of law and defending the Constitution? That would be foolish. I think extremists are in charge. They've been in charge, especially for the last 40 years, since they've been allowed to print money at will. So that's why we've extended ourselves overseas. That's why we have runaway spending with our entitlement system. That's why we have inflation, depression, recessions, and all of these things. That is so extreme. This idea that you have, you know, a couple trillion. This year, our entitlements and debt has obligated our people to $5 trillion. And they think I'm extreme? I mean, this is weird. And they say, oh, no, we'll just print up the money, you know, and everybody will be wealthy. But unfortunately, they give out the money and it goes to the wealthy people.
It's tough because every time, when I hear what he says, I agree with almost everything, but I just look at him and I go, that's not my guy.
Right.